Welcome to Elle's Nails, where it doesn't take $1,000,000 for your nails to look like $1,000,000. This week's theme is stripes, so I am doing a striped accent nail. I have a new nail polish that I'm going to use for this. I got some new Broadway gel polishes, and these have a matte finish, although I do like this shiny finish. So if you put a shiny top coat on, they'd look like this. And they're supposed to dry really fast, which they do. And these are very opaque in one coat. I am actually very pleased with them. They're maybe not the best for this striping technique, but they will work. When I did my stripe, I did notice some of the color came off and it just ended up silver underneath. So hopefully my nails have dried a little more and that doesn't happen. But we will see. If that does happen, I do have a paintbrush to fix it, which is why there's a little bit of a glob there. Now, to make things smooth, I do have a matte top coat just for my accent nail, but I don't have a top coat on any of my other nails. Didn't need it. It dries fast and is a matte finish. And as you can see, I have one hand kind of a turquoise and the other hand a crimson red, and then we're going to do the stripes the opposite way. Now, for the stripes, you'll need striping tape, nail tape. And I have cut some up and put them on top of my nail polish. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but I put a little bit of nail polish on the top of each of my bottles, in case you ever wonder what that is, just so I know what color they are when I have them in my drawer. Before I get started on that, however, I'm going to talk about my thumb, because it's my favorite subject. As you can see, it is very short now. This morning, the nail polish came off along with my portion of my nail, but it grew out enough that it wasn't terrible at all. So, it's just a short, stubby nail now. There is still a little bit of a break that hasn't grown out yet, so odds are I will have another break here in a couple weeks. So, alright, let's get started with the actual striping. So, you just need the striping tape, and I am going to put a stripe. I haven't decided. I think I'm just going to go the opposite direction. I'm going to do a stripe down the middle. Kind of. Not completely. It doesn't really matter. Let's make that a little more centered. This is also an excellent technique for doing candy canes. And I am going to secure that at the ends there. And then I'm going to take another piece of tape and I am going to put that flush with the first piece of tape. Just like that, if it's focused. Now I'm going to take this off camera to make sure it's flush because I can't see because it's that far away. Yeah, it is pretty much flush, and then it gets all messed up because I touched it. Okay, it is flush. If it's not flush, you're going to have a little stripe there. We don't want that. And now I'm going to put a piece of tape on either side about the thickness of those two pieces of tape. Oop, that's too thick. Okay, and then I am going to run out of tape here. I'm going to put another piece of tape at the top. And another piece of tape flush with that one to make a thick line. I'm going to do that off camera. I'll be right back. Alright, so we got the thick piece at the top, a thin piece, a thick piece, a thin piece, and I also added another piece down at the bottom. It would be a thick piece, but we don't have enough room for another piece of tape. It pretty much did the same thing on my other hand. And now I am going to take my polish. And we want to make sure everything is secure, of course. So now I'm going to take my polish and we are going to paint over everything. A generous coat, because we really can't do more than one coat without it messing up. But this polish is actually very opaque, so I don't really, I'm not really that concerned. Alright, so now before everything dries, we want to take these stripes off. And try not to get them stuck on your fingers. Oh, okay. And it looks like, lucky me, the polish dried enough that I'm not getting white marks this time. So that's good. There we go. It's pretty good. So now I am going to take a coat of the matte top coat just to smooth everything out. And it'll end up drying like the rest. And we're just going to clean up around the edge with a cleanup brush. And that's it. Now we have some very lovely stripes that'll dry matte. It's not drying yet. The actual polish itself actually dries a lot quicker than this matte top coat. So that's it for this time. And next week's theme is pastel. So we will see you then.